Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my True Crime Tarot Night. We've got an exciting episode, although, of course, all crime, there's always going to be tragedy. But this one, I actually didn't expect too much until I got a viewer's request actually saying, could you read on the latest yacht incident as there's something strange going on, basically. So I've got the amazing investigation deck already for this one. So cards. We have, excuse me, we have another tragedy, and this time it's a yacht. And it's the sinking of the Bayesian yacht. It's a luxury yacht. The sinking of anything these days is really weird, you know. I mean, working in the maritime industry myself, there is so many rules and regulations, you know, safety at sea and everything like that. I mean, let's just go down the track of the vessel. You know, it was hot, okay? So I believe that, and you know, it was just like our normal Australian summer. So not that hot, you know, around 30-odd degrees or something like that. Not hot for Australians, but apparently over in there, and you know, in the bottom, in the hull and everything, sure, it would be, you know, hot. So I believe that a lot of people leave their portholes and windows and hatches open. Being a luxury yacht too, a lot of, and I do believe this, a lot of rules are not so much bent, but not really taken into too much consideration. Now, on saying that, there's still sea safety, right? So it did happen at night. So who was on night watch? I would say it was the young one, the first mate, who was only 20-odd years, 22 or something. The captain's 51 and he's from New Zealand, so he's extremely experienced. Allegedly, entertainment purposes only. I would say that he was woken up, but by that time it was all too late. What I also believe too is that, and I think it at the time of reading, it has been declared as a downburst, which is not really a tornado or waterspout, but very, very similar. It can happen as basically bang, that's it kind of thing, very, very fast. And when that happens, there's an influx, obviously, of water, because basically the clouds are dumping, and it's got a lot to do with the heat and climate and yada, yada, yada. Now, when you're in maritime, you know this, right? You also know to check the weather report. So why would you sail? And if all of a sudden they weren't checking the weather reports, then why would you not deploy the keel, allegedly entertainment purposes only, like fully lower it, technically? I believe that's what you would do. Fishing boats would, knowing fishing boats too, they would drop the right anchor, so they've got the two anchors. If you aren't anchored, then you would, the bow, or for people who don't know maritime, you would face, the vessel would face the storm. You would definitely lower that mast. That was one really, really big, tall, high mast. And you would make sure all the hatches and everything were locked, all the portholes, hatches, and everything like that. The fact that all the crew bar the cook, and I believe that he was found at sea anyway, maybe he couldn't swim or maybe something happened. All the crew survived. The ones that didn't, all have been found at the time of reading. And I believe that there is now a manslaughter investigation. There was no narcotics or alcohol testing at the time of the incident. all the crew have been let go back to their respective ports or wherever. The noise, that's my dog. The victims themselves were found on the port side, which was probably the last air pocket, which would have been caused allegedly entertainment purposes only from something being open, like, you know, the hatch and everything like that. I would also say that from what I can see from pictures and everything, that the stern rolled to the starboard side, or let me think. Yeah, it basically rolled and then down it went, kind of thing, you know. So if they were found on the port side, it would indicate that the vessel then port side, sorry, is left side, was the vessel was on the roll and sunk on the starboard side. So to me, there's a lot of, yeah. Let's just find out. Let's just find out. Yeah, okay. I didn't mention all the controversy behind while I was shuffling, because I want the cards to tell me. Yeah, so we have family connection. We have justice, waiting a legal trial. Innocent. Web of lies. And a lover's, okay. Lover's relationship. Well, who would have thought? Wow, that would explain why the captain didn't go and wake up all the rich and the famous that were in their cabins at the time sleeping. Some sort of lovers going on there. They are saying that, the cards are saying that they're innocent. I do believe that, obviously, you know, there's a lot of innocents that were stuck, that weren't woken up, that should have been woken up and been told to go to the muster port, you know, and then lifeboats and whatever, which technically how the rest survived. The justice and the law legal trial is, the cards are confirming that the owner and, ironically, his partner, who has also passed now from a car accident, was celebrating, and these cards are brilliant, was celebrating a victory of a possible 20-year life sentence over in America on fraud. Yeah, weird. And a family connection. Now, when you're in Italy, they say la familia. I don't speak a lot of Italian. I don't speak hardly any, but I do know what la familia with my Aussie accent means. So I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to go into any heavy sort of things that could happen. You've got the hermit here, kept in the dark place. You've also got the full risk-taking, and you've got stage set up framed. Well, there you have it. There was a reason why certain people were not woken, or certain people weren't, you know. When you come to safety, right, especially sea safety, because karma have a lot of ways. She has a lot of ways to arrive, to pay back or whatever. And I mean, you know, the two that were over fraud, they're now both passed on certain disasters, tragedy. When you come to Mother Nature, karma and Mother Nature play very, very nice together. Now, I'm not saying La Familia created like something out of X-Men, like Storm, something out of X-Men. I'm not saying that. That's not possible. But the circumstances around it, I mean, why were they even there? You know? There's weather reports. The captain was knowing to be said, allegedly, it just happened, you know. It took him by surprise, or it came out of nowhere, or whatever his exact words were. Again, allegedly. You're a captain. Sorry, mate, that doesn't work. Especially for someone in New Zealand, because Australians and New Zealand are surrounded by a sea. So we are more aware of the circumstances and how you have to constantly check weather reports. And it you know, you've got to be registered with AIS, which is a registration that all vessels have to have. So, even if you didn't turn on the local radio or whatever, you know, you would be notified. You would know through all the technology of today, you would know that there's a storm warning and it's not looking good. You wouldn't know there was going to be a downburst, but you would definitely know there was a storm brewing. So if you weren't on night watch, why did you leave a 22-year-old kid for something like that? There should have been more than one person on night watch, allegedly entertainment purposes only. No good being in the dark here, isn't it? No good risk taking. But the fact that we've got stage set up and framed, one would insinuate something, wouldn't they? Not involved, unaware, strategy and planning, a tunnel or underground. Oh, Lord, there we go. Deal organised. Well, there you go. Okay, so without spelling anything out, the cards are insinuating there was something. The rich and famous are always in contact with, certain people anyway, allegedly entertainment purposes only. That's where the money is. And with the royal family, they're targeted as such. There's, fraud, okay? They were celebrating, which the cards said, and I purposely didn't say this because I didn't want the cards to be tarnished. I just spoke about sea safety and what the captain and the first mate and whatever should have done. That's all I did while I was juggling, because I didn't want anything to come out. But now we've got confirmation of underground, family connection, and deal organised. So, why weren't they woken up? Why weren't the lovers woken up? Why wasn't the relationship that was on board? Why weren't they disturbed? I think what happens also, like I did say, is that there are rules when you're on luxury yachts. Rich and famous don't like being disturbed. And you see that many, many times on certain things, they just don't like being disturbed until it suits them. So, maybe they just thought, it'll blow over. But they shouldn't have thought that, because there was an obvious storm and they should have at least pulled up anchor and faced it. Because these kind of ships, even those most ships can weather these kind of things, a yacht with such a high mast, and if the keel isn't fully lowered, well, and all the hatches open, you've got a recipe for disaster, which is exactly what happened. So on the next line, we've got suspicious activity. We've got marks left behind. Body is hidden. Magician, dark ritual. Well, there was more than one, wasn't it? Like I said, I think there was about 6 or something that were all huddled on the port side, the left side, the port side, in what would be alleged the only air pocket while she was going down, and she being the vessel. Some sort of dark ritual. You've also got resilient, slow process. I think there may have been a window of opportunity here. I would see this as an opportunity here with a circle. Again, an opportunity, window of opportunity. I really do think that there was more to this than meets the eye. But it was an opportunity. There was some sort of suspicious behaviour going on for the tragedy to happen. Because if the crew, the captain / first mate, and whoever else is responsible on the bridge or cockpit or whatever they call it over there, this should have not have happened. Okay, it should have not had happened. Did they target this storm for a reason? So there could be something, someone could go missing. Did they? You know, it just doesn't make sense. Fishing vessels in the bay, of course, that's their livelihood. But these people were just visiting. They could have gone anywhere. Why did they go there? Why did they pick there? And you know, knowing the weather reports and you, I'm sorry, but no captain will turn around and say they didn't know. That just does not make sense. It's probably just paparazzi, because no captain will turn around and say they didn't, because then that's just negligence. And, you know, all right, one more time. Well-funded operation. Accident. There you go. Distracted. Not as it seems. Money involved, and I want it out. Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. I would say, again, looking on these cards, it was an accident. It was Mother Nature in her finest. It was an accident, but there was something behind the scenes. Some sort of cover-up. There was money involved. Well, yeah, I mean, they were all millionaires, right? The fact that you've got family connection right on the top, and you keep going down on nearly every line, it does refer back to, you know, what Italy is strongly known for, without spelling out the word. The distraction, not what it seems. I do think that they underestimated this storm. They underestimated to the point of negligence, and someone wanted out. So something, I do believe, was planned. There's some sort of, I'm going to say, an extramarital thing happening. I mean, maybe they were all swingers. I don't know. I know. But I'm just saying, you know, why weren't the rich and the famous, basically, the rich people, you know, why weren't they woken up? Why weren't they disturbed? Why weren't they told to get on deck and go to the muster point? So, yeah, there's something behind the scenes. So, kudos to that subscriber for pointing that out. It's absolutely fantastic. In reality, this person's probably going to go up on manslaughter. Allegedly entertainment purposes only, probably the captain, because at the end of the day, he's responsible for everyone on board, for the safety of everyone on board. I don't wish any ill harm or anything like that. Please don't think I'm doing that, but you know, in reality, he failed on all levels on the safety of the passengers. It's as simple as that. Behind the scenes, yeah, there's something a lot more to it. And like I said, karma plays very, very nice with Mother Nature. That's all I can say. All right. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And please also, because I only do this once a week, for Wednesday nights is going to be my true crime tarot night. By the time it gets uploaded and then, of course, goes public, there could be further developments. So, you know, time escape. So, yeah, by all means, let me know any updates. Because I don't follow up on readings, I move on to the next one. And I just, you know, wait until something develops from there afterwards. So, thank you all again, and look forward to seeing you on my next episode next Wednesday night. Bye for now.